Welcome back to Court TV and our continuing coverage of Florida versus Danielle Redlick. We've had about 30 minutes now of a delay, haggling over an email the jury sent out of the courtroom. It appears as though a version of the email is going to be introduced, a redacted version. They've gone back and forth. Let's go back into the courtroom.
The document has been edited to eliminate irrelevant portions that would not add to your understanding of the case. The fact that the document has been edited should not concern you in any way and must not impact the way you view and consider the evidence.
Okay, so we're going to start at the top, and Detective, where I'm going to have you read this exhibit. We start with the center.
The
You
top.
see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Senator is Danielle Drohan,
And who is it to?
Redlick at yahoo.com.
What is the date?
May 14th at 1:19 p.m.
You know this to be in 2018.
Yes.
Can you please read the first paragraph?
Taking the time to write this morning because things need to be addressed. Just going to cut to the chase. If I don't, then my emotions get let out in other ways that don't always serve me, anyone, well. Clearly, yesterday is a good example on the beach. BTW. I think it's funny how you choose to take the morally superior stance by telling me I'm not a Christian because I had a sharp tongue with you regarding your total immoral, shady actions that put truly loving, loyal, well-intended, caring people, namely your wife and kids, in a state of pain and emotional turmoil, not once, not twice, but continually and relentlessly.
Next paragraph.
I know I'm bitter at times, I admit, and no, it's not pretty, and I do need to get a grip, as you put it, but you have a lot of nerve as well. Although my words may be cutting, they are only sounds, a dull knife compared to the sharp, disloyal, deceiving, phony, and never-ending selfish knife you continue to twist in my back, as if it's a sport at this point. Of course, someone would be messed up, traumatized, and may act out.
Next paragraph.
I mean, seriously, the latest discovery in what continues to unfold as the horror story of the century. You know that letter, speech, page of thoughts, garbage, whatever you want to call it, is about as hurtful as it can get in a marriage ending or not. Not to mention, it shows what a dishonest, unscrupulous person you are. Not sure if you even realize that, and blaming it on someone else is sad. In that letter, you are as far from Christ as the devil, and your lies about it all are too.
Next paragraph.
As if the doubt on top of it for me wasn't great enough already, how could I ever be at ease after that? I never recovered from the David sessions, honestly, and certainly you will never help to reverse or move any mountains for me. I know that for sure. I've never met anyone who convinces themselves over and over that their immoral, conniving actions are not just that, but are somehow justified and or reasonable, no matter their cost, harm to others. I notice whenever I confront or attempt to process, work through the cuts your knives wound me with, you have a hard time. Trouble admitting the true nature of just how sharp and dangerous their edges are. There are nonetheless weapons, and you are always claiming the right to hurt me with them. When I ask you about the hurts you put me through, I hate the answers you give me. I mean, how do you love a man who will, because you are acting in agony over the aftermath
Next paragraph.
of his cutting, hurtful actions to begin with? How do you love someone who watches you suffer, go without, fade into, struggle to finish school with no support, not financially, to try and better herself for autonomy and a chance to reclaim the life she always wanted to live? Someone who spites your wishes for respect because they are insecure and angry that you want to be happy.
Next 2 paragraphs.
being said, I don't want to spew, rant, hurt anyone. That's the last time and the worst of it in this letter. Actually, I'm writing this to free myself from the bondage I live in for almost a decade. Not all your fault, but I have been so emotionally beat up, my heart assaulted over and over in ways I never imagined possible from someone you love or spent so much time with, invested so much with, had children with. My loyalty all these years has really been the chains that bind me, my own fault. You didn't put them there. My pain got so deep that I did not know how to comfortably live anymore, hence the self-destruction behaviors and unraveling of spirit, neglecting myself and even my kids, because when you neglect yourself, you essentially neglect them, and that was the action I took to mask the longing need to truly be held, seen, regarded, loved. To truly live, that would be to feel that. I'm not sure I ever really felt it. I know I only felt the longing and lived in paranoia that I would perhaps never feel what I am so deeply desired, ached for. I turned away that I deemed as phony attempts to love me. It didn't feel right, so I rejected it.
Next paragraph.
I went on sacrificing my own happiness and ended up jeopardizing my children's as well. I blame you, but really, I am just at fault. I did not take care and I did not act with self-love. I was wrong. I drank, I raged, I became the ugly pain in my heart on the outside. I changed and witnessed a darkness in me that I never knew was there or could be a part of me. My pain made me dark, ugly, and shameful.
Next paragraph.
But really, I don't know how to be happy loving someone who does not represent the things I love or hold sacred. That just sets the stage for pain and for struggle, conflict as it has. I just want to be happy now. I made up my mind that is what I need to commit to. Not a person or marriage, but my own true happiness. What a concept, I know. I think some of us have this subconscious belief deep down that we don't deserve to be happy, or that we don't get to be happy until we have suffered and or bled to death first. Well, I think I might be one of those people, and as illogical as the previous statement is, I have suffered, even bled to death, I'd say. And so any subconscious prerequisites to happiness and technically fulfilled. You wrote words that your spouse, lover, does not have the capacity to be happy with anyone, whether that was something you believe.
Detective Ware, was this underlined under even bled to death on the document when you found it?
Yes.
Next paragraph.
Relate to or just part of the act for your audience. I know I can be happy. I just haven't committed to it. And I realize you do not hold the keys as I may have mistakenly given you permission to hold for so many years. In fact, it is only I who can hold that key, and only I who can unlock the door to my own unhappiness. I know what makes me happy, and I shouldn't let you or anyone rewrite, deny, or offer me anything less, let alone claim that I am not capable. Continue.
Yes, next paragraph.
I was hopeful, sweet, full of life and love when I met you. I came with that, and I'm leaving with that. Whether you see it or not doesn't matter anymore. My face may be dirty, and all I have to do is wash away the grit. But a little TLC back into it, and it will shine as clean as it did the day I met you. It's called taking care and deciding to really tend to my happiness. No more sacrifice, suffering, begging, pleading, crying, reducing, wasting away, or wondering what kind of scary pain lurks around the corner next. Anyway, we have to figure out some stuff. I know it's all a mess. Money, my issues, our issues, kids, let's say beach houses, and traveling the world aren't exactly the immediate future. I'm embarrassed, ashamed, and sick about everything, but I have to keep trying. And most of all, somehow make it up to the kids, redeem myself, as you refer to as well. BTW, for the record, I really wanted the Romeo and Juliet story. I wanted a soulmate to trust, melt into, be there for, even die for if it came down to it. Show the depth of my love and hopefully vice versa. Or just that one person who had your back and you had theirs no matter what, no matter anything. I wanted to be special and I wanted to treat someone special. Even when the walls came down, I wanted to know that nothing shakes the foundation otherwise. It's the kind of love I wanted our kids to see so they could find it for themselves. Well, I guess you can't take away a person's faith in those things, even if they never come close to them. Or it's just a fairy tale, at least they have something to believe in.
Continuing that paragraph.
Was game, but I don't believe you were ever fully game. You talk like you were, but your so-called love actions never really felt much more than surface or a feed the need type deal, and still do to this day. I knew when you pulled your arm away for that first time, I tried to make it a special love, and I knew it the day I married you. I think you limited me to serve and protect yourself. You are deathly afraid of being vulnerable and or selfless. You are definitely nobody's victim, and I have to say good for you, but when you protect yourself so much to the point you miss the opportunity to experience something completely real, you lose anyway. And sadly, so does the other person. I wish we could have had that, I really do. And don't say we can, because all that has happened canceled that potential, and I would always wonder what is in your head, because I discovered so many shocking things that you hid. I see you as always self-serving, and you can't really trust that. Trust is the biggest part of all of this. Love is trust. I hope we pull out a better future for our kids. I hope we get back to or become the right people for them, independent of the failed marriage. Help me help them, please. I'm clearly not perfect and may even be a crappier person than I ever thought I had potential to be, but damn it, I love with great depth too. As far as that stuff you wrote, we both know how crushing it is, and so I won't ask you about it anymore. And I would appreciate if you wouldn't explain it anymore. You do me no favors with your answers, maybe even lies, unless you could literally write across the sky and shout to the world how wrong you have been. Hurting and betraying me with the Nicole antics, not standing up for me and putting another woman you barely know before me, tearing me down as a mother to the kids, spiting me with your meetings, outright physical and emotional abandonment, not supporting me in difficult times, and literally degrading my name and almost leaving me to rot and hurt and fight my way back to a safe place. And let's not forget not taking care of my needs as a human. Yep, that's a lot, I know. Most of that you deny, justify, or excuse. Plus, it isn't physically possible to write that in the sky or shout it for all to hear, including Nicole. I'm realistic. And if you really do have feelings for that woman, I guess now is the time. I'm still hurt and it cuts, but I have the ability to move on too. So who knows from here? I guess we need to get it together as best as we can. Talk to you later then, Dan's.
No further questions at this